Teamwork makes the dream work, or so they say. And over the next 3 days and nights, the dreams of nearly 450 competitors split across 80 teams will be filled with planning, puzzles and physical fatigue as they wrestle with the demands of what is arguably the hardest competitive team building contest that you'll see anywhere. This is the UK Challenge for 2024. And here's where the action will take place, Dartmoor. This national park, made up of over 950 square kilometres of wild moorland, river valleys and rocky tors, is the perfect setting for a challenge that will test the team's physical fitness through trail running, biking and canoeing, and all the while strategising and problem solving in the quest for maximum points and minimum time penalties across 7 gruelling stages. And to kick things off, we have a stunning setting here at Powderham Castle, where the first test for our teams is a good old-fashioned whodunit, starting with a sprint and then almost a total of 7 kilometres worth of running around the grounds, both inside and out. The denouement will take place here in the courtyard, when hopefully the teams will have correctly worked out who was the murderer, what was the weapon, and where did the dastardly deed take place. So, to find out who are the super sleuths, let's go and join your commentator, Patrick Winterton.
So 80 teams from not just the UK but all across Europe representing their companies in a true battle of physical and mental prowess. Some have past experience and success to fall back on.
Come on, let's go. Stage 1.
This is my 5th time doing it. I first did it 9 years ago here. So I'm trying to remember where we did all the stages, trying to dredge up some memories, see if I can get any advantage on any of the other teams. Not sure my memory's that good though, we'll see.
All of the physical challenges are going to be interesting, but it's the strategy and just being part of Team Hendy that I'm looking forward to.
Okay on a bike, quite fancy a canoe, and otherwise it's puzzles for me. The littlest time possible spent on my feet.
I'm expecting amazing 3 days with a lot of fun, sports and some intelligent puzzles, so it will be really amazing.
We're going to go as hard as we can. I think we're going to go for the win, but we'll play it by ear for every stage.
Accenture are a team that are definitely aiming for the top spot. They were the champions in 2021 and have taken team bonding to a new level.
We got married about a month ago. We didn't meet through UK Challenge or Accenture, but yeah.
But we did race together last year and we still got married, so yeah. I think that's a good sign.
AWE have won this event 6 times, including the last time the challenge was based here in Dartmoor.
We know it's going to be a hard, gruelling 3 days, but we all know what to expect, and we're prepared for it.
They said I might do a bit of running. That's all you told me, right, guys? Yeah.
Like, we're ready, we're fit. What can go wrong?
Airbus won in the Peak District in 2023. They've got a squad of past competitors in a bid to do it again.
So just me and Davey from last year, 4 new faces, but they've done it before, so got high confidence in them. Top 20 would be nice.
Keeping it vague.
Yeah, we'll see.
Powderham Castle is the location to start things off with the first of 7 stages. Good spirits from all the teams. Some are here to try and win, others are here for team building experience. Everyone is here for a good time. Every stage starts with a sprint. One member of the team races to get the map or the key bits of information and return it to the team members. Now, the few seconds gained are unlikely to affect the overall result, although an extra second to prepare and plan could be valuable. There is, however, a sprint prize at the end of the challenge. It's a good start from Accenture, and their first team are the first to grab the plans and the instructions for stage 1 and now take them back to the waiting team members. Every stage is unique and designed to test the teams in a varying balance of physical intelligence and strategy. Careful planning of strategy is required before splitting up and heading off. However, the clock is always ticking. 1 hour 45 on this stage. They need to get going. Puzzles are dotted around the castle grounds, and every correct answer wins the team 60 seconds in the castle itself, where the real puzzle lies.
No.
Wrong answers are awarded with nothing.
Good luck.
They're under time pressure in the castle. Clues are everywhere. These clues will help the teams identify who the murderer was, where it happened, and what the weapon was. Accenture are very quick to realise they need more time in the castle, but that means more running, more correct answers if they're to get access for a second time.
Okay, so the anti-room suspect has a heavier weapon than the hair washer.
So what's the lightest weapon?
We only know motives, and that's it.
With only 3 accusations allowed, Airbus have used 2 guesses and still don't have a suspect, a weapon, or a location.
We've had a pretty good guess at who it's not.
One of Accenture's 13 teams almost get it at the first attempt. And Accenture's A team also get 2 correct answers first time round. Final attempt for Airbus, and they know it was the revolver in the dining room, but have accused the wrong suspect. As the clock ticks on, teams race for the finish for a debrief. Some faces looking more confident than others. From the competitive teams, I think they're realising it was more of a mistake than a miss marble.
The puzzles were trickier than we thought. There was a lot of content you had to pick up in the mansion and stuff, so that made it tough. The running was good. I think we did well with our strategy outside of it, and we made as much time as we could, and we executed it as best we can. It was just hard on the puzzling, I think. Inside, the guys struggled.
Yeah, the guys running saved us from the brains failed.
Home insurers Frontier seem to have lucked out on this occasion.
We basically had no information, no guesses. First 2 answers all wrong. Then we just pulled the 3rd answer out and everything was right.
Accenture won in race number 6, have the case closed, and they're chuffed with it.
Tough on the puzzle solving front, and also tough on for the runners in the heat. We covered quite a lot of ground as well, so yeah, tough on the physical and the mental.
AWE Dream Team were really hoping for a good start to this challenge. It's not worked out that way.
We took quite a few guesses right at the end, and yeah, having to run up and seeing a big cross, and then having to run back and have another 3 guesses, it was can be a bit demoralising. But it's only stage 1. We don't think the time differences are going to be that big, so there's plenty of stages left for us to still improve.
So let's have a look at the scoreboard. Correct answers are converted into time as the currency for this competition. And Accenture 1 take the top spot with a 27-minute advantage over BDFA and Radius. AWE have 2 teams in the top 10, but their dream team is nowhere to be seen, down in 26th.
After this afternoon's murder mystery for stage 1, the teams have only had time for a quick break, as our attention now turns to stage 2, starting right on cue this evening in the form of a game of snooker. Will they be able to run and bike their way through the forest on their way to a 147 maximum, or will they miss on their strategy and end up finishing early and in need of a rest? Well, let's pick up the action and find out.
Some of the teams still looking remarkably fresh and with energy to expend after all the action from stage 1. Stage 2 gets underway in Haldon Forest between Chudley and Exminster. Aaron from Tallis is not short on competitive spirit, but he shows little regard for the other teams when it comes to grabbing his instructions for this stage.
Come on, Lee, let's go! Come on!
This stage is a game of snooker, a game of high breaks and high stakes, and as with the real game, red and coloured balls must be visited in the correct sequence. Red colour, and the complication here is that the teams can split up into 3 separate pairs, but the order they dip the colours must be maintained. Route assessment, time appreciation and discipline are key to building a big break. And there are only 2 bikes per team. As the light fades, the first reds are effectively potted. No ball, red or colour, can be potted twice by the same team. The bikers are already on their way to pot a colour, 3 points for a green. Without communication, they have to trust the others to have done their jobs.
Yeah. And then the green.
Building in time margins has to be a good idea. Less could well be more. You just have to hope your teammates have got their navigation spot on. One mistake is the end of the break.
Oh, you found red 7.
Yeah,
is this where you plan to be, gents?
Yeah. We're just a bit early. Too fast. Yeah, we were so eager to find red 7, but we agreed we'd did this at 10. It's not quite 10.
How long are you going to wait?
Another 20 seconds, and then we're running up there, hopefully in the direction of black 1. There we go. All right.
Hey, see you.
All going to plan so far, lads?
Yeah, going good.
Initial orientation took a wee bit of time, but
How many reds have you potted?
we've
Red, brown.
4 brown and now a red.
We're the donkeys, so we were just going for the distance, you know what I mean? So send us out the furthest. Yep.
Right on, donkey.
Thanks first.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah, yellow one. Yeah, probably down a little, so we'll have it.
We can cross this now.
I'm so lost.
Just to make it a bit more complicated and to add a bit more jeopardy, after running to the ball, some of them have puzzles to be solved before they can actually pot the ball.
What's your strategy for the stage?
Just to get round it.
For Accenture 1 though, everything is strategized in detail.
We went on the go for broke strategy with do all the planning at the start, plan to hit all 10 reds, break off into 3 pairs, and then hope everyone does what they're supposed to and regroup at the end.
I'd love to show you an answer. Of course you're here.
You would definitely love to show me an answer. Do you want to show
This one.
Okay.
That's the answer?
It is the answer. So
We've got the answer. Airbus 1, another win.
It doesn't look as though anyone's going to be scoring a full 147 tonight, but they'll pocket some decent bonus seconds if they finish early. An Airbus 1 are first back with a minimum score of 50 and hoping to boost that with those bonus seconds.
First to dip. I think so. I haven't seen anyone else dip.
we get wrong.
We'll find out in a minute.
Accenture have scored 61, coming in just in time with their high-stakes strategy. But was it worth staying out on the course so long?
James, you've maximised your time on that one there. You know, doing everything you can to score as many points as possible tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. We were all out, so 3 separate pairs, out in the forest for, I guess, an hour and 3/4, and we've just raced back to the finish. Still catching my breath.
There was a couple of the checkpoints, they were fun down and it was hard work coming back up, particularly under time pressure.
It was really, really hard. We had a biker and I was running, and the running was actually fine, like really smooth, hit all our points, but I think the cycling was way trickier.
Was tough. Yeah.
there was a few toughies out there, but we managed to sort of settle ourselves down after an interesting bike ride and yeah, use our superior mental capacity to solve the puzzle and within the time that we allotted for ourselves as well and cracked on, yeah.
They're all in good spirits as they cross the line, but that might be dampened when they work out how little time they have to recover before the next stage.
Hi.
Well, good morning and welcome to the start of stage 3, where today the teams will be waking up, I'm sure, somewhat sleepily, but they're here, where the objective will be filling their rucksacks with whatever they can to make weapons, armour and shelter, as their skills of strategy will be tested almost as much as their physical fitness in what is a fastest to finish stage that will see them navigating on both land and water. Here's Patrick to tell us more.
Well, let's have a look at the score sheet. Airbus won with their early finish strategy last night. It really did pay off. They've moved into second and closed the gap on Accenture. Crowd Angel going well. They're here for the first time. Good to see them at the top. Also a good start from the vets from CGI Leatherhead. Clinigen, though, have work to do if they want to make the top 10.
We're loving it at the moment. We just want to keep on going, keep on getting the points.
We did what we wanted, so got the result we wanted. And yeah, it turned out we won the stage, I think. So yeah, pretty happy. Better than first stage, so hopefully we can have another good one now and get ourselves back into it.
The sprint start today is a swim and time to shine for some.
Been looking forward to this. It was cancelled last year, there was no swim, so it's the time to make up for it and show these guys how to swim.
From Speedos to 5mm neoprene, the outfits as varied as their strokes and their abilities. This really will benefit those who had swim training in their youth. And the margins likely to be minutes rather than the seconds we saw in the running sprints. A swim of 400 metres has dramatically split the group.
Unbelievable, lad!
It's a little bit closer than Jamie from Airbus was predicting, but he still wins the swim and is first to get the instructions.
You all right? That's really tough. Oh, not good though. Oh my God.
With that out the way, this stage is based on Minecraft with a Mensa twist. By solving puzzles, the teams are collecting weapons, armour and shelters. Kayaks tend to work better on the water, but there's a lot to be said for dry feet. And the Mount Cook Adventure Centre team should have the skills needed.
We got loads of really good paddlers, so we weren't worried about that. We got a couple of people who've got loads of qualifications of paddling. But yeah, it is all about the timings, all about the strategy, which hopefully we'll be okay at. We'll see.
And once again, Accenture One spend more time planning than others.
We're going to head off and we're going to try for a big stage here. We're feeling fresh after yesterday and lovely day. So we've got about an hour and a half to see what we can do.
The teams have to collect virtual materials such as timber and iron and leather and build shelters, weapons and armour in order to survive the next hour and a half of competition and to get them through to the next stage.
We're going to go pick up some timber. We're going to build a stone shack.
Timber? Okay. Right. So now we've got to get to the sawmill. So what's the quickest way?
Getting one more piece of wool and then we're okay.
We do the timber, then we're going to go make our craft table, and then we're going to meet the others.
Meeting up with the rest of the team during the stage is optional, but it does give you that opportunity to re-strategise.
So, we've been waiting here 15 minutes and the team hasn't arrived on time.
Oh, we may be at the wrong landing point. Apparently there's multiple.
You can't blame the team for not being there when you're in the wrong place yourself. It's not just a case of paddling or running to these locations to pick up your materials. Sometimes you have to correctly solve the puzzles when you get there. Now let's see if you have the brain power to work this one out. Each of the signs, of course, having its own value. Easy to do when you're not at your physical limit. And Airbus Orion, well, they've solved that in record time.
Let's go.
Very impressive.
Absolutely loving it.
Lots of shelters, weapon and armour built then, and smiles all round as they head to the finish of this stage.
We made a really big mistake in the beginning, and we came together and just solved it instead of getting angry, and I think that's the biggest learning.
We made that way too difficult, and I thought we went conservative, but we certainly did not do that, and failed miserably, I think.
The 2-hour deadline is approaching, and some of the leading teams are still out on the stage.
Rob, you're looking vexed.
Yeah, it wasn't a great stage. Well, we'll see when we go through, but we don't think that was great.
How long you got left to get through?
5 minutes and 5 seconds.
Everyone's here?
Nope. No, our runners are somewhere on the way back.
It's a similar story for our runaway leaders, Accenture One. Remember, they get penalties for every second over the permitted stage time. And it's no wonder they're sprinting for the finish line. This could be key.
We were a minute over on 2 of our big hitter points, so we're trying to work out where we went wrong and whether some of the penalties are pretty tough.
Well, let's hope they've picked up some good bonuses during the stage to make that extra time worthwhile.
You boys look like you've been through the ringer this morning. That was another tough one, wasn't it?
They're all tough. They've all been tough. The first one was tough. Second one was tough. This one was tough. These guys have been out kayaking for almost 2 hours.
This year especially, they're throwing some tough stages with a lot of divergent strategies. I mean, we're all chasing perfection, and you can fall a bit short and you're always going to be disappointed. So, well, challenge on, I guess.
And the challenge does move on, this time to the heart of Dartmoor. Accenture's strategy seems to have paid off. They've now got a decent lead over Airbus One. And what a battle we have between those Airbus teams for second and third. Nothing between them.
Succeeding at the UK Challenge is all about digging deep when the fatigue kicks in, and here at the start of stage 4, that's exactly when we expect this to happen on this hugely physical stage. With a total time available of 4.5 hours and an expectation of covering almost 35 kilometres in total, this one will really test their endurance on the hills and geography of Dartmoor as they aim to pedal and run their way to glory.
Teams are now running on adrenaline, and luckily there's plenty to go around as they psych themselves up for the next of the sprints. Aaron from Talis still leading the sprint, but even he must have a limit. Ethan from Accenture One testing him in the early stages. Mike from CGI also fancying his chances of the King of the Sprints title. Ethan just can't let this one go though. The uphill nature of this sprint certainly splitting the field. Mike Gittins leading into the approach to the finish, but Ethan Williams with height advantage, and he's on the right side of the track, gets it on this occasion. Well, with that moment of madness over and done with, we're now on to the CGI signature stage. 4.5 hours on foot and bike, as the course organisers ramp up the physical requirements on this stage. Dartmoor's hills and vast granite tors set the scene for this stage of conflict and conquest. There are 7 cities, each city with a different population. It will suffer different attacks at specific times, and the idea is to save as many people as possible. With a perfectly suited team name for this stage, Marco Polo Explorers are a team specifically put together to take on these sort of challenges. They're made up of endurance athletes and Mensa members with astonishing IQs. On paper, they should do well. However, they've only just met each other for the first time on this challenge, and it's going to be fascinating to see how they get on. Many of the other teams have been training, brain and brawn, all year round to get to this point.
4.5 hours, we're in the depths of Dartmoor. How's it going?
That's actually going very well.
Yeah.
This one feels like we've created a plan, we've simplified it, and we're executing.
You have to know exactly what your team are capable of and be able to communicate this under pressure. The satisfaction of achieving this state of zen is clear to see.
Here we go! Come on!
Right, you've got 35 minutes. Do not make us late. Okay, do not make us late. You've got this.
Cool.
Good job.
Cheers. See you shortly.
Lots of love. Miss you all already.
Marco Polo Explorers with just 35 minutes to go. They're meeting up for one final planning session to maximise points available on the course.
Okay, so you two then, we're going to shove on the bikes.
Okay.
Me and Josh are going to run. So these two guys, you look after CP5 by yourselves. Just do PP2.
Do you need to RP or something first? Well, no, we
We've already done that. We're cleared. So basically, you go down there.
Should we do that again for fun, or?
Yeah, you do it. You need that on the way in.
Right.
And then you're going to get that. You two guys are going to then do
home, right?
EP4. So you've got to reset yourselves EP4, CP6, and then you're going to head in. Okay.
EP6 and then head in.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Me and Josh are then going to go to PP1 and try and earn some bonus for you. Do that, and then we're going to head in. Okay. So we'll do that on foot. You guys take the bikes. So get the bike size for yourself.
Thank you.
Jelly Babies can go a long way at this stage of a competition. Now, there are only 4 bikes allowed on this section, which means Captain Paul and Mensa member Joshua Bloom, who's just back from the Marathon des Sables, they'll be on foot for the final part. The experienced teams are well aware that you do not need to destroy yourself on this stage if you have a good strategy. And the teams have a plan to score highly and get to see the wildlife on offer. They've all worked out that the city of Kirriemuir here at CP6 is soon to be under cyber attack from the Muskies. There's a population of 3,700 to save.
1 minute, 40 seconds.
And they are just waiting for the drawbridge to come down. A little bit of pressure on the marshal as the competitor's defence starts. On the whole, successful strategies implemented and an easy stroll over the finish line for most of the teams.
I think we've done respectably well. Let's see how it looks against everyone else.
Set a plan, stuck to it, did it. It's tiring, but fun. Yeah.
We had a good time, that's always the most important thing. And we covered a lot of ground. We implemented our strategy, that was also a nice bit. And they had stayed on. That was also a nice bit.
Lots of smiles from Airbus One.
A couple of us had it pretty easy, to be fair. Really? So 4 of us did quite a lot of distance and 2 of us didn't do very much. But hopefully it worked. Hopefully your strategy was good.
It was amazing. We had all of the wildlife. We had cows that side. We had little ponies this side. There were little foals, everything. So yeah, when we had a chance to stop at stations, we could just say hi to the wildlife.
It didn't go as planned for everyone.
6 times we got lost.
we decided to go up that hill over there, and then we went round the back, and then we're like, it's got to be here somewhere. Turns out it's on the other hill.
Newlyweds in Accenture 1 across the line, only a little bit of friction.
It was good. We had one tense moment, but apart from that, we had a nice day out.
Anna, let's spin around. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, it was. He was just being a bit stupid on the bike, so I had to tell him off.
With time running out, Marco Polo Explorers are still missing 2 of their bikers.
Are you concerned? Not yet. We've got 10 minutes. It's a set stage time, so we're all right. They can come in with 30 seconds to go and we're all right.
But those 30 seconds have been and gone, and they are definitely into the penalties. A mechanical
puncher
at the end of the stage.
Wheeled it the whole way.
Well, you could say it's hard to strategise for, but there's nothing wrong with carrying a puncher repair kit. Explorers into the finish, and virtually no one there to welcome them in. That's a disaster for them.
A perfect run there, but we're a bit too exuberant in how we got there and blew a puncture at the furthest point away.
He means me. I got a puncture and then Will offered to push my bike back. He's my hero. I love this guy.
You never leave a man on the battlefield.
He's great. Yeah, he kept me going.
Where's everyone else gone?
It's all finished. It's all gone.
They're on stage 5, mate.
The next stage is not far away, and a late night card den awaits.
Just when the teams are likely to be wanting to call it a night, they're going to have to raise their game and put on their best poker face to hide both their strategy and their exhaustion. Only the fittest team won't be left royally flushed after the 90 minutes of running that are on the cards tonight.
Oakhampton Camp is the location for this game of cards with a difference. And as with every stage, it starts with a sprint. Aaron is back on form. He does not want to be defeated again in the sprint start. As you might expect from a game of poker, this stage is a little bit less physical than others, but with intelligent sport, it's never that straightforward, and teams are still being tested on their team strategy. All teams are effectively starting with the same hand, but the bets are on as to how well they'll do.
Full house, phase, on width, phase 4.
Only one person from each team holds the information to successfully put a hand together.
It's always nice when there's laughter, when everyone else is all stressed and flapping. How's it?
This is manic. This is mania. It's not laughter.
Organised chaos at this point.
Our team has just been fabulous in executing the plan and the puzzles, and it just feels like everything is clicking, so that's why I'm smiling.
The team captains are the only ones with their eyes on the map.
DP10 and that's DP14. You're going to go here, DP4.
Somehow they need to communicate with their runners on how to pick up the cards they need.
I think it's either up there and that way.
I think this is them.
I don't know.
The hands played, bets won or lost, celebrations happen, spirits are high. They clearly all think they've done well. Is it going to be royal flushes all round, or is there a bit of bluffing going on?
Well, good morning from a gloriously sunny final day here in Devon, where for this penultimate stage, the teams are going to be joined by some of their senior management in a bid to become successful car dealerships. But will the bosses arrive fresh with inspiration and ideas, keen to buy and sell at the right time, and in so doing, drive their way to corporate success? Well, let's go and join Patrick and find out.
Well, the bosses have arrived at just the right time. Airbus have now moved within 45 minutes of the leaders Accenture. AWE have 3 teams in the top 10, including their novice team, showing that company ethos of teamwork definitely works. This stage is all about creating the perfect car dealership. Lots of different cars on offer for the teams to invest in. It's a sprint start as always, with new teams winning today. I think the last few days have blown Tallis up. IT specialist Apache are the team on form. Now we're going big on intelligence and strategy today. The senior executives are the ones given the green caps to wear, and they'll be calling the shots. Each team getting an initial stash of tokens to buy their fleet, and they'll be choosing between electric and hybrid and maybe even diesel. And then if they answer questions, they can upgrade their sales team and their means of selling. And if they solve the puzzles, they can pick up tokens to upgrade the vehicles. And the idea is that you end up with the most expensive, exclusive fleet possible. And here's an example of one of the questions. Work out the first 2 letters of each of those words, and you should come up with the bright lights of an answer. Chamber, Anthem, Defence, Lilies, Ermines, and you come up with Chandelier. You're doing well if you got that. Now, when you think you have got the answer right, you then have to run and take it to a point out on the course. And this is set in the Bicton Arena, famous for its horses and show jumping. And some of these points are a long, long way away. So you want to be absolutely certain you've got the right answer. Correct answer for Clinigen. Good work from them. And Airbus have got it right as well. That's valuable. 15 tokens. They can spend that on aircon or leather seats, spoilers, or even cruise control.
How are you getting on this morning?
Yeah, I'm giving it a go.
It's such like a nervous little whimper.
I think you either get a puzzle or you don't.
This is the alternative. You're doing multiplying like 3-digit numbers together for half an hour. So I went through this process, kept getting slightly wrong, but actually doing what seems harder was easier. So there you go.
Doing what seems harder is easier. That is great life advice.
I think I'm just too sleep. Did that make any sense? I think I just...
Sleep deprivation certainly playing a part in the latter stages of this competition. And as it always does, induces slightly strange behaviour. Showing off his tokens and throwing them away by the looks of things. PwC on the charge, and they've thrown away their answer sheet. They're not going to be popular when they get back to the team.
And so the competition reaches its climax for stage 7 here on Woodbury Common, which may sound familiar to you if you know anything about the Royal Marines, because it's where they sometimes train with their base just down the road in Lympstone. So as you may expect with a setting like this final stage really is going to push the teams to their absolute mental and physical limits. So let's see who's still got the legs and the lungs as we go and join Patrick Winterton one last time.
All I can say is watch out for the gorse on Woodbury, and it is tight at the top. 44 seconds separating the top 2 teams now. Airbus 2 teams in the top 3. AWE very consistent in 4, 5 and 6. Final sprint, and it's Crowd Angel in the lead at the early stages. But it's not long before Ethan from Thales is back where he wants to be, in the lead. But this is for pride, because his team losing too much ground in the swimming sprint to challenge for the title. Apache moving well. CGI coming up, but it's going to be Thales, I think, who claim this one. And Ethan raises his game yet again. So Thales ahead of Apache, CGI back in 3rd place. And now it is all about preparing for this final stage. And again, a quick study of the instructions, and it's AWE's novice team that have come away fast alongside Accenture One, who are the overall leaders in this competition. AWE Dream Team aren't far behind their teammates, and then we've got Airbus One in contention as well in the early stages. Now there are brain cells on this course, and when the teams get there they have to answer puzzles before they can leave. There is a maximum time that you can spend in each cell of 10 minutes, but that's an age when you have teams that will solve them very, very quickly. Airbus One moving well in 2nd place. An outstanding performance here might push them up into the lead. And here is the first of the brain cells. What are the 2 missing letters? Accenture One. They're all on it, and no one's got it. Well, that's incredibly quick from AWE Dream Team. They get it in a matter of seconds. Accenture One have had a go, but they've got it wrong. Airbus One. They've got it. They've got it. That's important. They're on their way, and they're followed out by AWE Novice. So the AWE team's doing exceptionally well on that first puzzle. Accenture still trapped in the brain cell. They're looking a little bit stressed. Have you got it? Think numerically. Now we'll give you a clue by separating the words, and if you solve the blue, you'll get the rest. Some see 5, 6, 7, and some don't.
Our team are trying to solve problem, but too many cooks in the kitchen, so leaving to it.
And we're going to figure out our next steps for the next point.
Yeah. 2 minutes, and then we can get moving. Yeah.
So remember, once you've been in for 10 minutes, you are released. AWE Dream Team in 2nd place today. The leaders on the ground, Airbus, who've had a fantastic competition all the way through. The next brain cell. A little bit of maths needed here. It's all about trying to find the area squared. Accenture look like they're guessing again, and it's wrong.
We've got 1 minute, so
AWE novice, the first to crack this one, they're off. They won't be called novices next year. Airbus, they could work it out, but 10 minutes has gone and they're back in the hunt. That could be costly. So back on the bikes, and Airbus with some exceptional running have got themselves back in the lead. But they cannot afford to get stuck in another cell if they want to overtake Accenture One. AWE Dream Team, they're charging. We always knew this would be a good stage for them. Airbus might have pushed a little bit too hard on the run. One or two of their athletes just starting to struggle. Long way still to go. Now Phil, who was being towed on the run, has come into his element on the bike ride, and he spotted a slightly more direct route. This could be interesting. Airbus were a good minute and a half ahead, and they've gone past them. Great navigation. Now, if AWE can match that performance in the next brain cell, the final stage could well be theirs. Airbus are going to have to push. Accenture One, who started the contest so well, still leading overall. They started this leg with a 44-minute advantage. Are they going to be able to do enough? AWE arriving at the next brain cell, sweat in their eyes, adrenaline pumping. They definitely need to calm down before they can solve this next problem. And all they have to do is, once again, find the missing letters. Airbus are in, and that puts a little bit of pressure on AWE. "12 letters, just one missing."
Yeah, no, I've got it.
But unbelievably, Airbus have got that in a flash. And they're right. They are right. Good work from Airbus One. From 12 segments to 12 months to 12 star signs. Didn't take them long.
2 R's, 2 S's, 2 A's, 2 C's.
We've got 1 T and 1 G.
It's not easy. Here come Accenture One. Are they going to do better in this than they did on the numbers? They know Airbus One have left. They're watching AWE leave. Now, if any of them are born in September, it might help. Agonising moments for Accenture. And it's hard not to think about the time and think about the lead that their main rivals Airbus One have. Airbus One heading for home, but have they done enough? So they're away, another 10-minute penalty effectively for Accenture One, and they are going to have to work hard. Airbus One know exactly what's going on. They're on a flyer now. AWE would love to win this final event. And the final stage won by Airbus One. Some quick thinking, some great cycling, and all round a fabulous team effort from them.
It was unbelievable, but fantastic as well. I thought it was going to be a flat course. There's contours out there.
AWE Dream Team, the second in on this final 7th stage. Errors in the early stages really proving their downfall. The overall prize was never going to be theirs.
The heat just made it so much worse. It was a really tough stage. And yeah, puzzles added to it, and yeah, getting that bonus point was a big positive for us.
But for Accenture, it was the lead they built up in the first 3 stages, which they never gave away. Good work from them. They struggled on this final stage, but again, they take the title.
We're really chuffed to get it. It's been, we had a couple of hard years, so really glad to get the trophy back.
Today was amazing. The Grand Prix course was brilliant out on the forest tracks. Lots of fun.
So Accenture One take the title yet again. Worth a mention, AWE Novices, 6th place. That's unheard of for first-timers. Radius on top of the fundraising table. Brilliant effort from them, £100,000 raised in all for Ian Botham's Beefies Foundation.
Absolutely loved it. Hard, fast, but great fun.
It's going to be tough to say no to next year.
We've had a great laugh all week. It's been brilliant.
And if we get the invite again, we'll be back next year.
A competition that is plainly about far more than winning. Just by taking part, the teams know more about each other, more about themselves, and they'll be back in the office on Monday with big smiles on their faces.
So that's it. After 3 days of intense physical and mental competition, the team raising the trophy are Accenture One, and they've done so in grand style. So well done to all of them. I'm sure they're off to just go and enjoy, well, a Devon cream tea or something. Maybe something a little stronger. And we'll be back in 2025 when the UK Challenge will be coming to you from the Lake District, and we do hope you can join us then. Until then, from all of us here on Dartmoor, see ya.